For the next 30 days, I'm filming 30 yoga flows around 30 minutes, so follow along for Forbes 30 Under 30. Okay, day 2, Ashtanga standing series. So just like a little asterisk on the standing series, we didn't do the entire standing series because I'm trying to keep it within 30 to 40 minutes. Yesterday was about 40 minutes. So today we're going to repeat what we did yesterday, but there are a few more, maybe 2 more asanas that have to go with the Ashtanga standing series to make it complete. So this is the same thing that we did yesterday to keep consistent with that. Keeping that same repetition, holding each posture for 5 breaths, focusing on our alignment, our foot placement, rotating our shoulders where we should be, and finding out where our body is in space. So, as we started yesterday, and as we'll start today and tomorrow, 5 rounds of Sun A, 3 rounds of Sun B, and then moving through the same standing postures that we did in yesterday's practice. So this is day 18 of 30. So we are well past that halfway point. If you've been following along, then you should have been practicing, or you could have been practicing every day. Your body should feel great. It should feel open. If you did the first of the 3 standing series days yesterday following along, then I'd be curious to hear if you're sore. For me, when I do Ashtanga, I tend to get very sore the first day I do it, if I haven't done it in a while. So for me, I feel a bit tighter. I feel a bit sore. So we'll move through that and we'll let our bodies kind of open up, and using our breath to find that length and to find that depth. So take a moment here standing. Find a few deep breaths, taking in everything that we've spoken about regarding this pose, your Tadasana, your mountain pose, and how strong you should feel in it. Even if it's just, essentially standing upright, but to engage where you should be engaging, to hold everything in and to feel strong and grounded in this pose. It's called mountain pose for a reason. So, starting together, 3 deep breaths, closing down your eyes or finding a soft gaze. 1 hand to your belly, 1 hand to your heart. As you inhale through the nose, fill yourself up. Exhale out the mouth, let it go. Twice more, inhale through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. Final round, inhale deep through the nose. Feel your belly rise, feel your rib cage expand, your chest lift. Exhale, sigh it out the mouth, let it all go. Chest deflates, ribs knit together, belly deflates. Take your hands by your side, gently blink open your eyes. Bring your toes together. Give your heels maybe 1 finger's width of space. As you inhale, take your arms to the sky, look up, reach up. Exhale, fold forward, straight legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, high plank to low, move through a vinyasa. As I warm up my body, we meet downward facing dog. I like to step back into my high plank to low and move through my vinyasa that way. I do that 3 times, maybe 4, before I start jumping back. So to let my body kind of warm up slowly, let my shoulders get a bit of movement in there, my hips get a bit of movement. And then I really focus on my form and my downward facing dog, pressing the ground away with your hands and letting your feet fall heavy, your heels sink into the mat if they're there. If not, finding a slight bend in the knee to help keep your tailbone up and high and your back straight. Look in between your hands. Step to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up to stand. Exhale, Samastatihi, hands by your side, palms face forward. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. This practice teaches you about breath per movement. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step it back. And your exhale takes you all the way down. It's a long, extended exhale. Inhale, pull your heart through. Shift it back, downward facing dog. Even as I walk forward into my forward fold, I take 3 or 4 rounds without jumping forward. Again, for the same reason, I walk back into my vinyasa to warm my body up and to let myself gradually get into the practice on a deeper level. Look in between your hands. Walk to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands lower by your side. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. This should start to be very familiar now. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, top to bottom of the push-up. Inhale to your cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look in between your hands, step or jump to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, up to standing. Arms up. Exhale, hands down by your side. Inhale, up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, step back, jump back. Move through your vinyasa. You jump back always to bent elbows. Take the pressure off your wrists, elbows, and shoulders. Downward facing dog, hips up. Scan your body. Are your legs engaged? Tailbones pressing away from you. No arch in your back. You're hugging your belly button towards your spine. Your ribs are knit together. Your neck is relaxed. Palms are pressing into the ground, so your shoulders are moving away. You're finding length. Look in between your hands. Make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come to standing, straight legs. Arms up, reach up. Exhale, hands down by your side. Last round, sun A. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or jump back. High plank to low. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. I hope you can hear these birds chirping because it's the most beautiful sound to be able to practice with. So if you can get outside, find a park or somewhere to just be outside and practice, I highly suggest it. It makes everything so amazing. You feel like you're part of nature and you're like flowing with the wind. Look in between your hands, make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, stand up, inhale, arms up. Exhale, Samasatihi, reset top of the mat. Moving into 3 rounds of sun B. Bending your knees, sinking your hips, Utkatasana chair pose. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward, straighten your legs. Drop the crown of your head. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Float back. Inhale, cobra, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Immediately drop your left heel. Step your right foot up. As you rise, warrior 1. As you exhale, Move through your vinyasa. Shift your hips, downward dog. Immediately dropping your right heel into a 45. Left foot comes forward. Inhale up, warrior one. Exhale, plant your hands, step it back. Inhale your heart forward. Exhale, hips up. 5 breaths here. That was our first round of Sun B. You want your neck to be relaxed here, gazing at this midpoint of your mat or in between your feet, but you don't want to crane your neck so you're looking in front of you, to the side, up at your belly button. You don't want to put strain anywhere. Look in between your hands, make your way to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Crown of your head points long. You're not looking forward. You're kind of shooting your head forward. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees. Sink your hips, Utkatasana, chair pose. Inhale up to standing. Exhale, hands down by your side. Reset. Round 2. Bend your knees, sink your hips. Inhale, arms up, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold. Straighten your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Step it back. Inhale to rise. Exhale, down dog. Drop your left heel, step your right foot forward. Inhale, arms up, warrior one. Exhale, move through a vinyasa. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog, switch sides. Right heel drops. Left foot steps forward. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, plant your hands, top to bottom. Inhale, heart forward, cobra up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. Look in between your hands. Make your way to the top of the mat, step or jump. If you're jumping, or you want to try to jump, bend your knees, touch your hips almost to your heels, and spring yourself forward, keeping your arms locked, gripping the floor with your mat. As you bring your hips over your shoulders and your shoulders over your wrists. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Sink your hips low. Inhale up to standing. Exhale, hands down by your side. Final round of Sun B for the practice. Utkatasana, chair pose, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or jump it back. Inhale, cobra or up dog. You're pulling your shoulders together and you're pressing them down away from your ears. Exhale, downward facing dog. Drop your left heel. Take your right foot forward. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, cobra up dog. Press the top of your feet into the mat. Exhale, downward facing dog. Drop your right heel. You're pressing down to the outside of your right foot to keep your foot flat on the mat. Inhale, arms up. Warrior one. Exhale, hands down by your side. Inhale, chest through. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 centering breaths here. Are you engaged in your body? Can you correct yourself in any way without me giving you a cue on how to do that? Looking between your hands, step or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, sink your hips. Rise, Utkatasana. Exhale. Inhale up to standing. Exhale, hands down by your side. We've now done 5 Sun A, 3 Sun B. Now we get to move into the full standing series, the partial standing series of what we did yesterday. So you're going to jump your feet, hip distance, hands to your hips. Inhale up. Hinge from your hips as you fold forward, wrapping your peace sign fingers around your big toes. You halfway lift here. And as you exhale, your elbows fall out to the side as the crown of your head comes closer towards the mat. You can use this grip that you have to gently pull the crown of your head further down towards the mat as you're bringing your weight forward. So if I'm weights in my heels, if you look at me, I'm making almost like a diagonal line. Once I start to bring the weight into my toes, it's a very unnatural feeling, but if you engage your legs, you pull your rib cage in, belly button to spine, you let yourself fall forward, and you shift your weight forward. I'm still standing, and I'm feeling a much deeper stretch here in the back of my hamstring, which is where you want to feel it. Inhale, halfway lift. And place your hands, full palm, underneath your feet. Palms are facing up. And your toes are in your wrist crease, almost so you can give them a massage. Inhale here, halfway lift. And exhale, let your elbows fall away from you. The deeper version of what we just did. And release. Inhale, halfway lift. As we talked about yesterday, hands to your hips, release your exhale. Inhale, slowly come up to standing so you don't get dizzy. And release your hands by your side. Bring your feet back together. We always step out with the right foot behind us. So you large step, point your toes towards the opposite side, revolved triangle. Back foot is at a 45, right foot is facing forward away from you. Inhale your left hand to the sky. And as you exhale, place your fingertips to the mat on the outside of your right foot or onto a block. And you want your feet to have a bit of space. So you want them to be almost on train tracks and not in a straight line on a tightrope. Take your right hand to the sky. Look at your right hand. Shift your hips slightly towards the left if you feel like you need an autocorrect. Look down. Come all the way up to standing and switch sides. Just shifting your toes. Finding that bit of a wider stance, like a hip distance stance. Inhale your right arm to the sky. And as you exhale, take your right hand, either palm flat or onto your fingertips or onto a block on the outside of your left foot. That's all dependent on how much you can twist your spine, how open your hamstrings are. There's a lot of factors that come into this, shoulders. So it really doesn't matter if you're here, if you're up here. What you want to focus on is rolling this top shoulder back away from you. So you're a straight line down your arms. Look down and come all the way up. Come back to the long side of your mat and then reset here at the front. Hands down by your side. We step out again from here, taking a bit of a wider stance, setting up for extended side angle. Bending the right knee, right forearm on your knee, option 1. Left hand up and over. I want you to take whichever variation keeps your chest open. So the second you start to close down, dial it back, find the space where you can open up. Option is here. Option is to place your hand on a block or to take your fingertips or your full palm to the outside of your right foot. You're pressing your back foot, pressing the weight into the pinky toe edge. Come all the way up to standing and switch sides. Bend into your left knee. Right arm up and over, palm faces down. Option 1 here. Other options, find the block, place your full hand. Whichever way you go, you're rolling your right shoulder back. Equal pressure in both feet. Come all the way up to standing and back to the top of the mat. Reset here. We always reset in between each side in our mountain pose. We step ourselves back out, twist ourselves back toward the opposite way. Option to start with the knee dropped. Left hand to the outside of the right knee. You're trying to bring your elbow as far down as you can while your right knee is coming as close to your armpit as possible. It's going to help you find that twist. Option to stay here. Tuck your back toes, stay on the ball of your back foot, or to drop your back heel. Remember to keep your hips low, bending into that front knee. Gaze over your right shoulder. Come all the way up through center and switch sides. Again, option 1, drop down to your knee. I always like to do this so I can really get that twist. Take your right arm up, inhale, get long, and as you exhale, release all the air in your lungs to help you twist deeper. But you never want to get to a point where you can't breathe. Press your palms together, look over your left shoulder. Option to tuck your back toes. Ooh. Or to drop your back heel. If you're dropping your back heel, your hips will naturally shift towards the left. Try and pull them back right. Come back through center. Ooh. Back to the front. Ooh. I felt a little twisty there. Okay. From here, I've totally lost my place. I completely forgot. These, right? I'm glitching. Hold on. Not exactly where I thought it was. I was just trying to make sure. I didn't want to lead you astray. Okay, so from here, find your Samasatihi, mountain pose, and open yourself up. We do 4 rounds in our wide-legged forward fold. Options, asana number 1, hands to your hips. Set up your feet, so take that wide stance, not too wide and not too close. So you want it in this perfect distance where when you fold over, you're able to bring the crown of your head down and feel that nice stretch. So big toes point in, heels point out a bit, so slightly pigeon-toed. Hands to your hips, slight tuck of the tailbone, roll your shoulders back. Crown of your head is long. Inhale here. Exhale, hinge from the hips. and fold forward. Take your hands to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Crown of your head comes down and almost through. Look at your belly button. Legs are engaged. Shifting your weight slightly forward, hips forward. You're not going to fall. Plant your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. As we've gone over before, always complete your exhale here. Hands to your hips. Exhale, let it all out. Inhale all the way up to standing slowly. Take your arms out to the side as you reset. We do not go back to the front. Hands back to your hips. Roll your shoulders back. This time as we lower, we keep our hands on our hips. Imagine pulling your elbows together and keeping that there. So inhale here. Exhale, straight legs hinge from your hips, fold forward. Elbows stay where they are. Ooh. Crown of your head reaches towards the mat. And again, legs are engaged. And slowly take your hips forward. You're going to feel like you want to fall, but you're not. Trust yourself. Shoulder blades together, elbows together. Looking at your belly button. Inhale. Here, release your exhale. Inhale all the way up to standing. Roll your shoulders, take your arms to the side. Round number 3, clasp your hands behind your low back. Inhale, puff your chest slightly. And exhale as you fold forward. Let your fists fall away from you and try and keep your palms connected. Release your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands to your hips, exhale. Inhale all the way up. Reset. Round 4 of 4, wide-legged forward fold. As you hinge forward, wrap your peace sign fingers around your big toe. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, elbows out to the side as you fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to your hips, exhale. Inhale all the way up to standing. Arms to the side, back to the front of the mat. Samasatihi, reset. Hands by your side, palms face forward. Is we're gonna come here and we're gonna do the standing series. So again, I'll give you the options, the full expression versus the modifications. I'll show you first the modifications, and then I will do the full expression for those who want to do the full expression. Option number 1 is to bring your knee into your chest. You hold yourself here for 5 breaths, and then you open your knee out to the right. When you're here, you're rolling your right hip down, so it's an external rotation of your leg. You find your balance. Then you come back through center. You curl yourself in, and we switch sides. You do the same thing on the left side. Open up, come back, try and touch forehead to knee, and release. That's the modification. If you would like to take the full expression, we'll do it together. Those who are modifying, modify. We'll hold for the whole 5 count now. I have rocks under me, so I'm a bit off balance, but that's okay. We don't let that stop us. Left hand to your hip, right fingertips wrap around your right big toe. Extend your leg out in front of you. When you're here, you want to think about pulling the shoulder back into its place so you're not twisted. You're center. You're here, and you bring your knee. You try and touch your forehead to your knee. 5 breaths. And release. Open yourself up. To the right, you're rolling your right hip down. You're grounding down and gripping the mat with your left foot. You come back through center. Again, try and touch your forehead to your knee. And you release. We switch for the other side. Again, modify if you need. No shame, no judgment. Meet yourself where you are, getting bit by bugs. Peace sign fingers, big toe. Hand, knee. Those are your two options. We go 5 breaths. Extend out in front of you. Pull your left shoulder in. And try and touch. Forehead towards your shin or your knee. And release. Open up to the side. Roll left hip down, external rotation of your left leg. Slight gaze over your right shoulder. And come back through center. Try and touch one more time and slowly release. Good job. We reset again back here at the front of the mat. The final round of standing postures that we're going to do, we would do facing the front of the mat. But because I'm going to show you multiple ways and I want you to see it from head on, I'm going to face this way. And because we're not moving through a vinyasa, this is totally fine if you also want to face the mirror or face the camera, computer, wherever you're watching from. So, multiple options. First, I'm going to show you the full expression so you have an idea. It looks like this. You take your right foot, you bring it into a half lotus. You tuck your foot into your hip crease on the left side. You're gently pressing your knee back. Right hand wraps around, grabs your big toe. Left hand comes up, inhale. And as you exhale, left leg stays straight. You fold forward and you hold here for 5 breaths. Crown of your head gets heavy towards the mat. That is option 1. Come back up to standing and release. Modifications and variations of this are tree pose. You tuck your foot, bottom of your foot, into the inside of your thigh. Bring your hands to your heart center in prayer. You can stay here. If you would like, you can fold forward. Take both hands to the mat, go to a block. Come back up to standing. Other options. You can cross your ankle over your knee, just above your knee, and you hinge forward, sink your hips. And you'll still feel that incredible stretch here on the right side. So those are a couple options there. We'll do the full expression. I'll lead you through the full expression together. But do whatever feels nice. If you want to stay in your tree pose, totally acceptable. I just want you to make sure that you're not sticking your foot on your knee. You're not putting pressure directly on your knee. So you're taking your foot either below, kind of on your calf, or above the knee. Anywhere. It can be tucked in and up. It can be down. I just would love for you to refrain from putting any strain on the actual knee itself because it's very sensitive and very delicate. And the more you push on it, the higher likely you are of getting injured. So we protect the knee at all costs. And if you feel any pinching or if you've had any knee surgeries or have any knee injuries, stay away from this full expression. So, right hand reaches around, left arm up. Exhale, fold. 5 breaths here. Inhale, halfway lift. Slight bend in your knee as you come up to standing. Reset. Switching sides, same options. Find your tree pose. Whatever you did on the right side, try and do it again on the left side. And if it feels weird on the left side, just make a mental note of that. If it feels painful, also make a note of that and make any adjustments that you need. So find that. Let me find a flat spot here. Place the weight in the right foot. Half lotus. Wrap your left hand around. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale. Fold forward. This one can be wobbly. It's very good for your ankle mobility though, ankle stability. Lots of strength that comes from this pose and all standing poses and single leg poses. Inhale, halfway lift, slight bend of the knee, up to standing and release it all to the ground. Amazing. We come back to the front of the mat. We do 5 breaths in our chair pose now. Flow through one vinyasa. We do a warrior 1 on each side, a warrior 2 on each side, flow through a vinyasa, and we close down in a child's pose. Same ending as yesterday. Inhale, arms up, exhale, sink it down. Utkatasana chair pose, you're here 5 breaths. You're putting your weight in your heels as you're sinking your bum lower. Knees are connected, chest is high, arms are reaching up and away, palms face each other. Slight tuck of the tailbone. And exhale, release, straighten your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step it back, move through a final vinyasa. Inhale, heart through. Exhale, down dog. Typically, so right heel down, left foot forward. Not sure what I was going to say there with typically, but inhale your arms up. Warrior 1. You're bending into your left knee. Right leg is turned on, pressing into the outside edge of your right foot. Full foot flat, foot at a 45. Palms are up. Palms can face and connect at the top. If so, drop your head back and look at your thumbs. It just depends on your shoulders, where your shoulders are. For me, this is very uncomfortable, so I prefer here. In order to switch sides, we just straighten the legs and switch sides. Reposition your feet. Press the weight away from your left foot. Pinky toe side, bending into your right knee. Squaring your shoulders to the front of the mat. And we open up now. Here, warrior 2. Arms are to a T. Gaze is over your right fingertips, bending into your right knee. And pull your torso gently back. So you're not shifted forward. You want to stack your shoulders over your hips. Inhale up. Exhale, warrior 2. Front of the mat. Your stance is long. Gazing over your left fingertips. Shoulders are square with the long side of the mat. And your shoulders and your hips are stacked in one line. As you cartwheel your hands down, moving through a final vinyasa, you have the option to kick yourself up into a handstand or just find a little jump as you come through your vinyasa. And sink your hips to your heels, find a child's pose. Big toes touch, knees have some space. Arms are extended out in front of you. We end class here. As always, take as much time as you need. Give yourself a moment of relaxation. If you feel like you need to do any extra work, go ahead. This is your practice. Do whatever you need. Stretch more, work more. Maybe go upside down if you want to go upside down. Whatever that looks like to you. But thank you again and always for the opportunity to guide you. Thank yourself for showing up, for making time, for creating space, for filling up your cup. And I hope you have a beautiful day, and I hope to see you tomorrow as we get into day 19. Wow, day 19 of Forbes 30 under 30.